Welcome. Let's take a look. This is 311, and it's called Quadratic Quandaries, and we're looking at a quadratic equation that we're going to solve. They tell you about driveway mascots. They start at $20. They could sell 100. For every 10 fewer mascots is due to an increase of $5 for the price. They estimate $250 in costs. So they want $2,000 in profit. So if it costs $250 and they want $2,000, they want $2,250. So therefore, here's your equation: equal $2,250. And in the equation, 100 minus 10x, that's the number of mascots, and x is the number of times they increase the price by $5. The price component is 20 plus 5x. It starts at 20, and x is the number of times you additional $5 you charged. So 5x is the additional price over $20, and they're setting that equal to $2,250. So if we want to solve this, we can rewrite this in standard form, first by expanding using FOIL. This is what I got. Then we can simplify. So we've got 2,000, and 500 minus 200 is equal to 300, minus 50x squared is equal to 2,250. Now I'm going to change the order. Negative 50, I want x squared term first, plus 300x, plus 2,000, and I'm also going to subtract 2,250 from both sides, and that's why it's set equal to 0. You're always setting equal to 0 when you're solving your quadratic. What values of x make it 0? And we can actually simplify this to negative 50x squared plus 300x, and then we've got negative 250. Okay, what I would do is subtract by, or not subtract, but divide by negative 50 here. And when we've done that, erase some of the stuff that we have here so it's not all in there. We get, I'll write it up above, we get negative 50 divided by negative 50 is 1, so we got 1x squared. 300 divided by negative 50 is negative 6. Negative 250 divided by negative 50 is 5, and that is equal to 0. So let's get rid of this so we have some room. Best way to solve this is to factor it. And negative 5 times negative 1 is equal to positive 5, as well as sums to negative 6. So our solutions are when x equals 5 or x equals 1. If x is 5, this equals 0. If x is 1, it equals 0. So those are our solutions. What does it mean? Well, it means a couple things. One thing is that we can figure out the number of mascots is 100 minus 10x. So if x equals 1, it'll be 100 minus 10 times 1, which is 90. We can also figure out the price, and that is 20 plus 5x, x being the number of increments. And so for price, we've got 20 plus 5 times 1, which is equal to 25. So one possible solution is that we will sell 90 mascots at $25. Another possible solution is when x equals 5. Okay, so it'll be 100 minus 10 times 5, which will be 50. And it'll be 20 plus 5 times 5, which will be 45. So another possible solution is to sell 50 mascots at $45. How would it, and by the way, it would look like this if you were to graph this, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for x, and we've got f of x. And the solutions, which are the x-intercepts, are here. And there's going to be a parabola because it's quadratic. So that's what it looks like. Now the question is, how would it change if it's at least 2250? So after we solved it, it's at least 0. So what we want is we want this area here. This is when it's greater than 0 or greater than 2250 before you solve it. So one way to do this is to say, okay, well, x, you could say that x is at least greater than or equal to 1, and you could say that x is less than or equal to 5. And that domain, from 1 to 5, it's greater than 0. And greater than 0 is because we changed the equation. We subtracted the 2250. We could also do it like this, and we could come up with something that would look like that. And we could also figure this is at the 2250 also. So there'd be another way, but this is after we've solved it. And so the last question is how much if we want to maximize. So again, this is our parabola, and halfway between 1 and 5 is 3. So we know that x equals 3. The price is 20 plus 5x. So 20 plus 5 times 3 equals $35. So that is the right price if we want to maximize.